Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, you guys. Welcome to Love Coach Sessions Live. I'm your man, KTJ, and this is Love Coach Sessions Live. Our show is about dating, it's about relationships, about love. And I am your host, KTJ. I'm a dating and relationship coach. And today we get into it. We're talking about men will test you. There are a lot of things that go on, and we want to cover some of these things. Listen, we could probably talk about this forever because there's a lot of issues that come up with this. But we want you guys to get into this with us. Look, I want to hear your ideas. I want to hear your suggestions. I want to hear even if you guys have something that has happened in your life. The chat room is open. You guys could jump in there, say hello, and join me in the show. And if you watch this after on the replay, you guys please type down your questions or your comments in the comment section after that. All right. So let's get into it, you guys. Look, for some of the that may not know, I used to be a men's counselor for 17 years, a men's coach. I did in-home counseling. I think I did every kind of counseling on that level. Like I did in-home counseling. I worked with kids, boys in the school system. I worked with boys at the church, men in the system, men coming out of the system, men at the church, men in the fraternity, and men all over. And I would hear these things. I would hear these situations come up, and I just started collecting them. I didn't know that I was actually going to even be talking about it in this kind of way. But I'm glad to be able to do it. Hey, Sharon, thank you so much for popping in. We appreciate you. So this topic today, you guys, came from a client. I got her permission to tell the story. All right, got her permission to tell the story. So here's the story. She's seeing this guy, and the guy, they're going out. This guy stepped in. He said to her, "I'm looking for a wife." He's one of these brothers. He said, "I'm a serious man with serious intentions. I'm looking for a wife." He says, "I'm looking for a woman who is spiritual, a woman who's about her business, a woman that's beautiful, a woman that's feminine. I'm looking for a woman who will have my back, a woman that I can build with." Like he had the whole list of who the woman is. Now, the woman's in her late 30s. She's in her late 30s, never been married, no kids. Okay. So she's serious about getting this thing going on, just to set the tone. Now, he's around the same age. I don't know his past history, but I know hers. Okay. And so the man says to her, "I know what I want, and these are the things," right? Well, surprisingly, everything he named, that's who she is. Feminine, beautiful, smart, successful. So she thought to herself, whoa, this could be something. All right. So she named off the things that she's looking for. I'm looking for, a spiritual brother. I'm looking for a handsome guy. I'm looking for a good guy who can bring home a check. I'm looking for a guy that I can grow with. Maybe have some kids, right? My man seemed like, you know what? Boom. You are a serious woman that I'm interested in. All right. And so they took that time to kind of get to know each other. And then out of the clear blue sky, a few days ago, he sends her a message that says something sexual. Now they've never been sexual before. They've never been involved in that kind of way. But he shoots her a message, and then he shoots her that new video, a link to this new video from Bruno Mars. "The door is open," or something like that. "Come on in," or whatever it's called. All right, it's kind of like "The door is open," or something like that. And what it was an invitation to be intimate. And she was like, "Whoa, wait a minute, hold on. What did this mean?" And it was at nighttime, y'all. It was a message sent to her at night, and it was like, you know, "Come on over and like bring some change of clothes." He said. So to me, so for her, she didn't understand. So she got on the line with her coach and she wanted clarification as to what this guy's intentions was, because they had never even gone there before. She felt like they were on a track to like building something substantial, building something real. And then he just comes up out of the clear blue sky and proposes that they spend the night together. So that's where this is born from, right? So I'm gonna start laying out for you, and this is part of what I laid out for her about the tests that men give, that men will test you. All right. So I'm gonna go through a few of the tests that men will test you with. Since we started with that one, we got to get in with that one, right? One of the tests that men have is the sexual test. Sounds like baiting. Hey, LV. One of the tests that men test you with is the sexual test. The sexual test is, how soon can I sleep with you without giving you what it is you want? Now, as I name some of these things out, right? Maybe the way I'm saying it is going to make you think that it's a negative thing. Some of these things are not actually necessarily negative, right? In that the guy, a man should want sex from a woman, right? There's nothing wrong with that. However, he should want it under the context that they both agree upon. Some people like the context to be marriage. Some people like the context to be in a committed relationship, right? But it shouldn't just be a one-sided idea in this way. So the test, here's the test. My man said he wants to know, how fast can he get it without any problems, right? Now, for you, for you, if let's say you're a lady and you're in this situation, you might think to yourself, man, well, if I don't give it to him, he's just going to maybe walk away. If I don't give it to him, maybe, he's going to move on with somebody else who will give it to him. So what do I do with this? Now, so let me break down what the test is. He wants to see. Now, I want you guys to follow this right here. A man will give you as much as he thinks you'll take. A man will give you as much as he thinks you will take. All right. So if you only require, if there's some women that like don't mind doing a one night stand, right? And if you go along with the one night stand, fine, because now you've given him as much as he would like, and that's it. He's already full, and a full lion will never hunt. This is what I told her. I said, if you give him everything he wants, you will end up without what you want, because a full-bellied lion will never hunt. Only a hungry lion hunts. All right. And so I'm gonna give y'all a little bit of what I told her after I get to the end of these tests. I'm gonna give y'all some solutions to the test, to passing the test and turning the test around. All right. So I'm gonna give y'all a little juice here tonight. So the sexual test, right? Check it out. A man wants to get as much time the man wants to give you as little time and get as much as he can out of the experience. All right. As little time, because for a man, check this out, y'all. For a man, time is currency. Y'all have heard us say time is money, right? For a man, the more time he spends with you, the more bonded he becomes with you. But if he can get what he wants without spending time with you, then so be it. Then he's on to the next one, right? So I want you to always understand this. And this is gold. I shouldn't even really be telling this game right here, but this is gold. Look, if a man spends more time with you, right? which means, and this could be like non-sexual time, non-intimate time, just time, right? That's him investing himself. Now, some people like to believe that it's money, right? If a man spend money on you, he must really like you. If he, but y'all know the saying: if you got it, it ain't tricking. It ain't tricking if you got it, right? If you got it, it ain't no big deal to give it up. Money is nothing. If I can give you money and not give you my time, okay, many women. Yes. Look, if I could give you my money and don't have to give you my time, then boom, that's even better, right? But if you require my time, you're requiring my energy and my effort in that place. And so it's a little harder to break away when you have emptied your energy and your time into somebody. So I don't look. I'm not the guy who comes and tries to tell everybody how specifically to live. Right? Let's say you're a woman of a woman in her prime, and you desire intimacy with a man. Right? Just understand the name of the game. Just understand the name of the game. Right? Understand what it is that you want from this situation. Look, because every woman don't want to get married again. I've met some women that they like, you know what? I've done it already and I'm fine. I'm good. I got my job. My kid's almost grown and I'm ready to live my life. And I don't need, I want companionship, but I don't need companionship. I'm good, right? Just need to have somebody that I can go see occasionally. There's some women who like that, right? But at least understand the name of the game that you're playing. Because the last thing you want to do is end up upside down in the game, holding the bag by yourself. Okay. So that's that test. That's the sexual test, right? He wants to see how soon he can throw it out there. Now, here's how you turn that around. And then I'm gonna jump into your comments over there, you guys. All right, here's how you turn it around. You turn that around by talking to the man about go right back to your intentions, right? So for her, I would advise her, look, go back to your intentions. Say, hold on, I see where this is going. Always see where this is going. Never assume it's not what you think it is. Whatever it is you think it is, guess what? That's what it is. Okay. You pull back and say, hold on. Okay, hold on, wait a minute. What you're proposing is not really in line with what we talked about, what we've been talking about. Because see, he really just threw that out there to see if you're going to bite. It was a drop some bait in the water to see if you're going to bite. That may not really even be how he really feels about you. But he just tests to see, I don't know. If I was just joking, unless you're going to do it. Okay. So you turn that around and state your intentions with the man. State your intentions of where you see this thing going and what it is that you want from your life and from this situation. And then you stick to that. Right. So throughout all of these tests, follow what I'm saying. Throughout all these tests, the one thing I'm going to continually say is set a standard. Be specific about what it is you want in this situation. What do you want from this situation? And he has to constantly know what it is that you want out of this situation. Now, I'll tell you this. For some of these guys, you will lose some of these guys whose intentions are just to get what he wants. If all he wants is sex from you, and you say no, some of these guys, you're going to lose them. And that's okay. Because you don't want somebody who's only out to use you for what they want and then to move on. So understand that. So you play this game. I like to call it, an open loop. Men hate an open loop. You turn that game around on him and let him wonder what you meant by that. You say, look, I hear that. I hear what you're trying to say, but I got some things that I want to talk to you about, and we're going to talk about them maybe over the phone, voice to voice. I got some things that we need to discuss, right? Just that alone, that whole we need to talk. We need to talk gets a man's attention because he doesn't know if he's getting ready to lose you or not. And he's not playing this game to lose you. So instead of you being the thirsty one, the one who's chasing behind, the one who's hoping that he keeps you, you have to always set your standards high and make sure he understands that it is he who is blessed to have you in his life. Okay? All right. So that's the sexual test. All right. So here's another test, you guys, that men do. How men will test you. A man will test you on the relationship test, right? And the relationship test question is, what are we? This is a question that women generally ask. What are we? Are we in a relationship? And this is also the probably one of the questions that she needed to ask. What are we? Are we actually in a relationship, in a committed relationship together? Together. Because look, if you're not his woman and he's not your man, he can ask you anything he wants, right? Because he's got no intention of doing anything more with it. But so the relationship question, are you only being called once in a while? Are you his Friday night special? Are you the weekend girl? Are you the Tuesday night chick? Or are you guys talking every day and building something real? And if you're talking every day and you're building something real, what is that? Okay, listen to this, you guys. Men respect a title and a position. That's why they don't give them out that much. Men respect a title and a position. That's why they withhold them. That's why you don't get them right away. Because he knows once you say, you're my woman and I'm your man, then there's a certain pattern that a man has to go down, a certain sidewalk he has to walk down of expectation. And some men are they still playing the game and they're not really serious, or they're just not ready to commit to that. And if a man's not ready to commit to that, you know what? That's okay too. Because at least you didn't waste all your time and waste all your energy trying to get this man to just be committed to you if that's not what he wants. Okay? And so what else are you doing that's girlfriend like and you're not his girlfriend? What are you doing that is girlfriend like but you're not his girlfriend? Okay? And if you're not his woman and he is not your man, he doesn't owe you anything. He doesn't owe you an explanation. He doesn't owe you a report. He doesn't owe you anything. Why? Because you have not established the fact that you guys are an actual item together. And if you're not an item together, then you're not an item. If it's not stated, it is not. I hate to tell you, but if it's not stated, it is not. It does not exist. So I see that, Sharon. Put the man on rotation. So but that's how it has to be. Okay. So a man will give you the relationship test, and the relationship test is sometimes it's how much will you do that is girlfriend like without being my girlfriend. Now, if you, again, everything's going to come back down to these standards, right? If your standard is high, that means that he's got to come up to the standard to rock with you, right? One of them, you got to be this high to ride this ride. A man should have to be a certain height in his character, in his intentions, in the things that he wants, in his future, in his growth, in his personal growth, in his spiritual growth, in his emotional growth. He should have to be a certain height to ride your ride. And if you discover that he is not at your height, you have to have a standard for somebody to come up to a standard. Okay? You have to have a standard. And I'm telling you this right here. This is what's going to get you the kind of mate that you really want. This standard. I'm telling you, look, so I have the conversations. And Sharon, I'm going to get with you because I want to get with your husband and have us have one of these rooms. Maybe we'll do it on Clubhouse. Maybe we'll do it on my show. But I talk to men all the time, and I want to know, why did you choose that woman out of all the women that you choose? Why did you choose that specific woman? Sharon was telling us today about some of the things with her husband. Had an opportunity. He down in the DR. Beautiful women everywhere, right? And he chose her. So I want to know from men. Now I'll give you one of the answers that I often hear from men. They'll say, there was something special about her. There were plenty of women around. There were women around who were better looking. Maybe women who were around that were smarter. Maybe women who were around that felt, you know, they had it going on, right? Plenty of women around that had it going on. But there was something special about this one right here. You know what that something special is? Good gracious. Look, nobody's going to tell you all this stuff right here. Nobody, the stuff that I'm talking about on this show right here, you're just not going to hear about it everywhere. But your boy KTJ going to tell you. You know what special means? Special means I can't quite figure it out. I don't know. So if you push him, say, what do you mean by special? You said she was special. What do you mean? It's like, she was feminine. She was all these things. She's beautiful. She's smart. She's talented. She's, But you know what? Many of those other women were the same thing. Why did you choose this woman? And he'll say, I can't even figure it out, man. I can't even put it in words, but I knew I needed that woman in my life. You know what it is? He finds you special because he can't figure you out. That alone is enough. A man should not be able to figure you out. Matter of fact, he shouldn't be able to be like, call you up and know, I know she's going to be here. She's going to be here. This is what she do. Same old routine all the time. She picks up every time I answer. She does this. She does that. Does this. Does that. Does this. You need to be a mystery in a man's mind. You need to be a mystery in a man's mind. A mystery. Can't figure you out. Can't figure you out. You need to be a mystery. Like, ooh, well, does she like me? If I ask her to be my girlfriend, will she say yes? My man need to be like harassing you to be his woman, not you hoping that he becomes your woman. All right. 2 tests. Let me jump over here into the comment section. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all coming through. Sharon. Yes. All right. Sharon said, give it when you're ready. Oh, so yes. Sharon said, give it when you're ready. Okay. All right. So kind of like how you start out is how you end up. Exactly. How you start out is how you end up. And you must start out on the highest of levels and not on the low level. If you start on the low level, you stay on the low level. Start on the high level and keep it on the high level, then a man will come up and meet you on the high level. And you know what? If a man doesn't meet you on the high level, oh well. You didn't need him anyway, and he wasn't going to be right for you in the long haul. Game recognizes the game. Many women haven't played enough. So I'm gonna get my girl T Marie back on this show. Her idea is with, especially she does with these apps, right? She's like, look, I don't sit here and talk to one man at a time. She's like, I'll talk to multiple men at a time, and the one who pulls up and shows he's serious, shows me his intentions, and he's walking in those intentions. That's when I start cutting people off. She's like, but she said I date like a man, multiples all the time. It's a strategy, y'all. It's a strategy. All right, let's see. All right. Sharon said, Kelvin, that's so true because I hear I can't figure you out by both men and women all the time. Exactly. I'm telling you, you should be a mystery. Okay. You should be a mystery. I can't quite, does she really like me? Is, if I ask her to be my girl, will she say yeah? What happens if she leaves me? If she walks out of my life, what am I left with? So that's a good one. All right, Danielle, here she goes. She says, what about people who have sex on the first date and then get married? You know what? Listen to this. I was talking to a lady last night who said this happens to her. This happened to her. They got married, went out on a date, and boom, sparks flew. They talked all day and ended up talking all night, and that was what happened with them. Okay. Here's what I'm going to tell you. That is not a strategy. Don't play the intimacy game with men. If one thing men have mastered is the intimacy game. Okay. Now women have mastered the emotional game. Y'all have the emotional game covered, right? Nobody can be emotional like a woman. Nobody can think emotionally and heart-centered and can feel. Y'all can feel when something ain't right. You can feel when something's wrong. You can feel if we go in the wrong direction. You can feel, y'all feel, you can feel, right? You can feel. But men are physical. And we look, don't play the intimacy game hoping that it turns out right for you. Because if you give a man intimacy too soon, generally he thinks to himself, you give all the men intimacy too soon. He thinks, wow, that wasn't hard at all. There's nothing wrong with being hard to get. You should be hard to get, not easy to get. So while this is true, I know quite a few people who this has actually happened with. This is not a strategy that I'm suggesting. Because yes, and I've known people who waited till they got married to get to have sex, and then they still broke up. Right? But I'm telling you, bet on yourself. Don't bet on this whole fluke thing of meeting somebody and you guys, making it happen. And what about when people say I was a wife before I was a wife? I'm gonna cover that in a minute. I'm coming back to that. All right. Sharon said, I so agree with you. It's the truth. Don't play this intimacy game. Men have mastered the intimacy game. A man can be with you and get up and go cook dinner, go on with his life, go to work, go to school, and forget he even was with you. For some men, sex is like going to the gym. It's like going to the gym. It was just a workout, a workout that relieves his stress. And I don't know if you here to just be a stress reliever or not, but I'm telling you, that's the man game, and you don't want to play that game because it's not going to work out for you. All right. I hope you get it. I hope you got it. All right. Tanya said, okay, what about people who say I was a wife before I was a wife? They're talking mentally. All right. They're talking emotionally. They're talking having their life and their things together, having the mindset. Okay, the wife before the wife is a mindset. It's a mindset. It's a way of thinking. Like, okay, I have to think about how we're going to do this, how we're going to do that, how to bring resources together. Y'all talk about the Proverbs 31 woman, right? All of those kinds of things coming together, right? She's thinking about the team. That's what it means. I was a wife before I was a wife. She's thinking about how can I support the leader of this team. How can I help lead the troops of this team? How can I bring resources into this team? How can I lift us and help us to be better together? It's a mentality. It's a mentality. Wife before wife. It's not acting like a wife. Okay? It's not acting like a wife. It's not doing all the wifely duties. Because if you do, look, I'm telling you, this stuff is not that it's not that complicated. Grandma and them had it down pat. They said, if you give away all the milk for free, why should he buy the cow? That was that age-old wisdom, y'all. That still is true. Yes. So, and you know what? And I had a couple of people that asked this question. They said, well, why do you have to play so many games? Why do people play so many games? Why don't people just be honest about what they want, right? And doggone it, that is the truth. But we'd also like sunshine every day. We'd like it not to rain and thunderstorm over our heads. We'd also like the tooth fairy to give us more than $1. Like there's a lot of things that we would like for things to be and for things to be a certain way, but they just aren't. And if things are what they are, and they are not what they are not, so we got to deal in reality. Okay, so not physically, yes, a wife, not cooking, etc. That's up to you. I'm suggesting that. All right, here's the thing. Some women have decided, they say, look, I might cook for you, but I'm not doing stuff like washing your clothes, right? Cooking for you may or may not be a wifely duty. Washing your clothes, that sounds like a wifely duty, right? And so you got to figure out where the line is. If you're cooking for the man every day, you're wifing, that's wife duties, right? Occasionally cooking for the guy might not be such a bad idea. So it's not that deep. Just understand the game that you're playing. Yes, you are in some ways auditioning for the part, but he's also watching how much he can get away with, how far you will go, how far can you be pushed, and you must have standards that he must be made to climb up to. A man must climb. A man must climb. And a man wants to climb. Now, somebody hear me say that and be like, yo, Kel, what do you mean a man wants to climb? This guy don't want to climb. He just wants me to just come over. He sent me a video and said, come over. Right? Yes. If I was a lion, I'm sure a lion would like for the zebra to come and lay down in front of him so he won't have to chase him. I'm sure he would appreciate that, right? He's going to eat the zebra if it comes down and lays down in front of him. Oh, thank you, Mr. Zebra. You're a great meal. And then he rolls over and go back to sleep. But if he's got to go hunt for it, there's a little bit more pride. There's a little bit more intensity there because he had to go get it. So it definitely works. Saran said it's not complicated at all. I think that I have an extra testosterone, though. It's really not that complicated. It's really not that complicated. So, yes, there are some things that you can do. Showing how you add value, right? Looking at what he has, looking at the situation and looking at what your skills are and how you add and you'll elevate his situation. Elevating both of your situations, right? That's being a wife before you become a wife. Now, I didn't tell you to activate all that stuff. I said show. You can show and not, do all systems go. Pull the green lever. I'm not telling you to pull the green lever. All systems go. No, I'm saying show the blueprint of what our lives together will be like. Because here's another hint, y'all. Men hate FOMO, fear of missing out. I shouldn't be giving away all this juice right here, y'all. This is just wrong. It's just wrong. Giving away the whole man game, but I'm giving it up anyway. Men hate FOMO, that fear of missing out. Did I miss out on a beautiful woman that's going to be perfect for me, who's a wife before she's a wife? I know I got these other women around, but am I missing something? Wow. There's all these other women around, but they don't add value like this one. They don't lift me up like this one does. And you look him in the face and say, listen, I am not here forever. Look, that's the other test, y'all. Test number 3 is the time test. There's a time test. And there's some men who say, you know what? Let's just see where things go. Why don't we just see where things go? Or I don't want to put a title on what we have. Let's just go with what we have, and we'll just be in where we are. We'll just don't play that game. I had a lady tell me yesterday she plays that game and it worked out for her. The guy, they didn't put a title on it because they was both coming from burnt situations, and they didn't put a title on the relationship. We didn't even call it a relationship. Next thing I know, I was living in his place. Okay, well, and they just kind of came into a relationship and boom, it happened. But I'm telling you, don't do that. don't bet on that, right? You need specifics. You need when you say, well, what is this? My man needs to say, what this is I'm your man and you're my woman. That's what this is. And I'm telling you, you have to put parameters on this stuff and never give up on your standard. And never, who's listening to me tonight? Who's listening? And never give up on your standard. Never give up on your standard. Your standard has to be this high. I told one client, I says, and incidentally, guys, make sure y'all hit that subscribe button and hit that like button. I need everybody to hit that like button right now. We need to get them likes up. Look, I told one client, I said, listen, when you're out with a man needs to feel like you're Disney World. Not like QT, not like the gas station, not like 7-Eleven, but Disney World. Up north, we got 7-Eleven. It's up north. Down south, we got QT. Right? Now, QT is a wonderful gas station to go to. Okay? It's a wonderful place to go. You can get your coffee, get Slurpee, get this, get that. It's wonderful, right? But you don't you don't strategize to get to the gas station. But people save all year long. People save for years to get to Disney World. People save for years for the experience of going to see Mickey. They just say, some people say, have that as a bucket list thing. They say, you know what? Before I die, I need to go to Disney World. Well, guess what? You should be like Disney World and have a man say, before I die, I need to find true and honest love. I know I can go to QT anytime. I can go to 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven is open all day and all night, 24/7. No big deal. A man can go to 7-Eleven and forget that he even went there. You can go to QT as much as they got that coffee and all that good stuff, them pastries. And you'll forget you even went to QT. But you will never forget. Look, you will never forget that you went to Magic Mountain. Oh, you will never forget when you go to Small World and you get to swing on them swings going around. It's a small world after all. You'll never forget it. Never. And you should be that kind of unforgettable experience in a man's life. If you haven't gotten there yet, you need to jump in here. You need to hit that. I'm gonna give you out a banner. Look, if you need a love coach session and you want to become Disney World, reach out to me, inbox me right now, and we'll set up some sessions. We'll set up a collection of sessions. Look, you need more than one session. All right. I get people who want to do these one-offs. Just one session is not going to do it. You almost need a dating education. You need a support system, a program that's going to help you get there. All right. So I got a free course for you guys. Thank you guys for hanging in here to the end. I got a free course for you called findingtheone.club. Go to findingtheone.club and you will get your free mini course. I put it together, a free mini course. As well as that, I have a live webinar that I am shooting next Thursday. I want everybody to be in on that live webinar next Thursday called Finding the One. I'm committed to helping somebody to find the one, and I hope that somebody is you. We're going to help you find the one. That's what it's all about. Finding the one. Yeah. Sharon said one session doesn't work. You need at least 6 months. At least 6 months. It takes time to do this. I'm telling you, but it's going to be so worth it in the end. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for hanging in here with me. I appreciate you. See you on our next session is on Wednesday night at around the same time, 9:00. I'm going to say 9:30. It was a little tough to make it happen, but 9:30, same time, we're making it happen. And I want you guys to jump on board. If you need a one-on-one session, hit me up. Follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Love Coach Atlanta. And we're making it happen and bringing love into somebody's life. So thank you guys so much for being here. Till next time, peace and love. Bye.